Your voice matters. Ex-JWs, speak out. Victoria Cult Inquiry. Hey everyone, it's Vern. Today I'm not just asking you to watch, I'm asking you to participate. Now the Parliament of Victoria in Australia is holding a public inquiry, and this is for everyone in the world, up here in Canada, the US, the UK, anybody, into the recruitment methods and impacts of cults and fringe groups, Jehovah's Witnesses included. So this is our chance to speak up, folks. This isn't just a report. It's a government-level investigation looking at how groups like the JWs recruit, control, and silence people. They're looking at shunning. They're looking at child abuse cover-ups. They're looking at spiritual coercion, and they're asking for stories from people like you and me. So I already submitted my submission. I spent 30 years inside the Jehovah's Witness. I lost my daughter to shunning. I watched abuse being handled in-house. I included my experience and the voices of many you commented on this channel, and you can download my submission as a guide or make your own. So I'm going to actually go over my submission here, and I'll throw it on the descriptions of this video. If you want to use it as a sample, you can, but you don't have to. So let's go right to the submissions. Now I put right above my head here, I put the this is the address that we're going to. So on this video you can I'll also put that in the description, so all you have to do is click it and it'll take you right to this submission page. Okay, so let's head her over there. Okay, so this is what the submission page looks like, Parliament of Victoria. And this is the inquiry into the recruitment methods and impacts of cults and organized fringe groups. So you can go through and read it. This gives you a snapshot of it. The committee is looking into cults and fringe groups in Victoria and how they recruit and control people. And they want to report back by September of 2026. Now, this little unit here, we have until July 31st to make our submission. Now, the committee's guidance notes I thought were interesting, and we'll just go to these really quick. It's not about judging or questioning anybody's beliefs, whether religious or otherwise. Many groups, included new religious movements, bring people together to share similar beliefs in a real community, meaning, support to their members, and have a positive impact on their members' lives. What we're focusing on are those groups that use techniques that can harm individuals emotionally, physically, financially, or even physically, psychologically, and physically. So harmful or abusive practices can happen in any group, religious or not, and our concern is with those actions, not the beliefs behind them. So the recent events in Victoria have raised concerns about the techniques being used by certain groups to attract and retain members and whether they amount to coercion that should be criminalized. So this goes on to talk about religious freedom. It does not grant a license to cause harm, religious freedom. And there's a distinction between genuine religious practice and harmful behavior. So this is what they're going to look at. What is a cult? Well, fringe groups, let's just go here. Tactics used to recruit new members. Here's some known tactics used by these cult groups. Love bombing, overwhelming new recruitments with affection praise, offering belonging and purpose. People seeking meaning, identity, or community offering during vulnerable life stages. Using front groups, presenting as a self-help, wellness, religious, or social organization to mask the group's true nature. Deceptive messaging, avoiding full disclosure of beliefs or practices at the outset. So at the outset, they don't tell you that you're going to have to give your life up if you need a blood transfusion. That's never told to you at the outset of a Jehovah's Witness religion. Using vague or appealing language. The new system of things, paradise, earth. We have the truth. Everyone else is in the lie, but we have the truth. Gradual indoctrination, slowly introducing core beliefs and increasing commitment through ritual, group activities, or study sessions. And isn't that how it is in the Jehovah's Witness? It takes about a year for them to brainwash you. That slow indoctrination. It's like putting the frog in the water and turning the burner on, and he slowly boils. Doesn't even know it. Controlling time and information, isolating recruits from outside influences, and overwhelming them with group activities or doctrine. And that's what it is becoming a Jehovah's Witness. They control your time and your information. You're not allowed to look on the internet. If you start looking at websites or YouTubes like ours, you will be disciplined in the congregation. So they manage what you put in your mind. If you want to go to university and you're an elder, they will delete you and you will lose all your privileges. You'll be humiliated. So they're definitely against higher education. Manipulating emotions, using guilt, fear, or shame to enforce conformity. Promising transformation or salvation. They offer exclusive access to the truth, enlightenment, or protection. It's funny how they're using JW terminology in this report, folks. And that's what JWs do. They promise this transformation to salvation. You're in the truth. You will be the one saved on earth, where all the others will die. Now, methods to recruit new members. The methods are they vary. Here's some. Inviting people to a free seminar or workshop. Well, that's what Jehovah's Witnesses do, a free Bible study. Using social events to build rapport, their assemblies. Isolating recruits from outsiders. So they don't want their people to be part of the world. You are no part of the world. And they beat that into us. You're no part of the world. You're no part of the world. So that you become afraid of the world and everything out there. Isolating recruits from outsiders, discouraging time with their negative family or friends. If you have worldly family, they call it, they discourage you from spending time with them. Framing dissenters as toxic or unenlightened. So that's what they do. If you leave the religion, like myself, you get labeled, you get announced, you're a dissenter. You're worse than a person without faith, is what they say. So, and if you're an apostate, you are linked to be equal to the devil. You're working with the devil if you're an apostate. So this is how they isolate you. Asking recruits to commit to small, then escalating, and then minor tasks, and then up bigger, and then financial commitments, and then full-time commitments. Foot in the door technique. And that's what happens. They get you out in the ministry, then they want you to pioneer, then they want you on the building committee, then they want free labor out of you, and then at the end of your life they want you to sign over your estate. Staged testimonials and fake success stories. Members share rehearsed transformation stories to inspire trust and hope. You go into JW.org, most of that stuff's fake. It's made up. It's actors working on scripts. Exploiting social proof. Events are packed with enthusiastic members to give the illusion of legitimacy. And that's what they do. Look at all the people at our assembly. We have 8.5 million worldwide. Look at how legitimate we are. And they threw this out in the Norway court system and so on and so forth. Now, offering to help solve a personal problem. Recruiters target emotional vulnerabilities and promises of support. And that's often happened in the door-to-door work. Hey, we'll come and clean your yard. We'll come and do this. We'll do that. And that's how they try to recruit people. So what are the known behaviors and methods of control used by the cults? While the Australian Human Rights and Equal Opportunity Commission identified that cults often exhibit some, but not necessarily all, of these following behaviors. Let's just look at a few. Controlling leadership. Leadership, usually an individual which claims special powers or authority. So none other than the governing body. They claim that they're the only ones that are your link to the paradise. They're the only ones that Jehovah has approved, the governing body. So they fit that one right off the bat. Isolation. Members are cut off from family, friends, and outside information and told that outsiders are dangerous or untrustworthy. That's exactly what the witnesses do. The outsider or the worldly people, not to be trusted. It's all part of Satan's system. Loss of personal autonomy. Members may be expected to give up personal goals like education or career plans. And that's the fact. You can't go to higher education if you want to be used in the organization, if you want to be approved. So there's a strong push towards dumbing the members down. Secrecy and deception. Well, they have the Secret Elders book. They deceive through that. That's how they control. They hide behind it. That's how they're directed by the governing body. It's all secret. Exploitation. Members may be required to work long hours for little or no pay. Well, there's no pay in the Jehovah's Witness organization. We used to work long hours, neglecting all kinds of things in our lives, our family, our children, and our work, if we had jobs. Emotional and psychological manipulation. Well, absolutely. The group or leadership may use tactics like emotional pressure, sleep deprivation, intense group activities to weaken independent thinking and create dependence. You have to check with the Watchtower for everything. And they've made their religion like that. So alongside these behaviors outlined above, cults may also use other control tactics. We're just going to skim through this. We talked about some of these things: isolation from family and friends, love bombing, guilt tripping, fear-based tactics, behavior control, obedience training, surveillance by peers, information control, limited access to the media. You're not supposed to be on the internet looking at what's happening with Jehovah's Witnesses in the world news. You'll get disciplined if you ever bring that up. Rewriting history. Well, they're very good at rewriting their history and changing things overnight and then making it look normal. Emotional, spiritual control, claims of divine authority. We talked about all of these things. So here's a little chart, kind of summarizes it all. And what about the impacts of the cults on individuals? Well, it talks about that too. Everything's here. So we'll have links to all of this, folks. There's a lot of information here. And this can give you ideas on, just read through this. It's all part of their program. It gives you ideas on how you can link this and say, hey, this is just like being a Jehovah's Witness. So how do you make the submission? It's quite easy. You just click the button here, and it comes into here. You put in here, I have read and understood the information above. Yes. Where did you learn this from? Well, I learned it from because we learned it on YouTube. That's where I learned it. And they want to know, so you'd put in YouTube. And is it on behalf? I put mine on behalf of fixing my faith. I'll show it to you. You could put no, and then you could select the title. It's just, are you a Mr., Mrs.? You put in your name, last name. The stars indicate you have to fill them in. So you need your name, and they want your email. That's really all they want out of you. Then you go to the next step. It's not going to let me go to the next step because I didn't put in my name and my email. So I'll do that here. Vern. And my last name. And then it wants my email, so mail at .tv. There.
No,
Mail?
you have to use your personal one for that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if that gets us forward. Yes, it does. So then you get into here, you can enter your submission in the box below, so you could type it in. But I made a PDF of mine. You could do it in a Word doc or a text or an audio, MP3, or even a video. You could do a video. So, and you can upload 3. So I just uploaded mine. And if you're interested in appearing before a committee in person to talk about it, you can hit yes or no. And then your next step would be to make the submission. Okay, so that's all you have to do, folks. This is what my submission, I'll just pull it up on the screen here. And I made it in behalf of the channel. So I'll see if I can blow that up a bit for you guys to see. Submission to the Parliament, Victoria. My name is Vern. I was a JW for 30 years. I just go on to give a little bit of my history. Leaving cost me my family. My daughter still inside, hasn't spoken to me. You know, we can put our little sob story in there. It wasn't until 2021 I began to fully deprogram from fear and guilt of the religion instilled in me. Writing a novel helped me to heal, and now I run a YouTube channel called Fixing My Faith, where I speak openly about life after the Watchtower and provide a platform for others to do the same. And then I brought in some comments. Just in the last video I did, there was like 200 comments, so I just grabbed a few there. Like, wow, Vern, I'm glad to see these guys are finally going to be interrogated. I'm 75 years old, and I wrote a book about my experiences in the 70s, but I don't even know how to share it. I just want to help someone. They hurt me so bad. Here's another one. Such wonderful news. Tony Morris forced to talk. That was the video I did on where the governing body is being subpoenaed to a deposition. They got to start hopefully some of this stuff's going to come out. So the walls are closing in on JW.org. You know, we look at all the comments. You know, here's one. The Watchtower destroyed my family. My brother took his own life after being disfellowshipped and completely abandoned. And they call it God's discipline. I call it abuse. So, final thoughts. I respectfully ask the Parliament of Victoria to consider how disfellowshipping, doctrinal coercion, and internal handling of abuse function as a systematic tools of harm within the Jehovah's Witnesses. These policies tear families apart, silence victims, and leave countless individuals emotionally and mentally broken. Thank you for the opportunity, and not just for myself, but for the thousands of others who speak out every day, and often for the first time. So that's about you guys out there. A lot of you guys are speaking out. You're letting your voices be heard. And that's what we have to do, folks. So I invite everyone in the world to get involved in this. Let's get a whole bunch of information going down to Victoria. And now the world is looking at Australia as the ones with who started this ARC investigation into the Jehovah's Witnesses. Now it's spread out to Norway, Denmark, Europe, the US, Canada. All these countries are coming in on the Watchtower. The Watchtower is being closed in on, and now the governing body is being subpoenaed. And this is all about CSA. It's all about child sex abuse and how they've covered it up and how they hide it. And when they do that, they're saying it's okay. When they hide it like that and cover it up, these are crimes. It's a shame. And this is a religion that has charity status all over the world. But that's about to change. That's about to change. So folks, stick with us. Every video is a video at a time that we knock a block out of the Watchtower, folks. And it's about bringing the truth out. What's hidden has to be revealed. And this is all part of it, folks. So we encourage you, please get involved at the Parliament Vic Government The address is right above me. We'll put the link and everything in the descriptions. So we'll see you on the next video, and until then, keep living your day with love. Have a great day. Bye for now.